Hello. How is everyone doing today? Today we have the showcase for the much bigger event that Ash and I are trying to put together, the All Majors tournament. And with me, I have Bad Magic, the creator of the mod that we are using to showcase.
Hello.
Uh, Getting ready to set up soon. While we're setting up, if you would like to talk about the mod at all, and
Yeah, sure. So this mod is called Major Items by Area Tracker. You can get it on a Scarab. It is a randomizer connection. And what it does is it tells you the areas where each major item is in. Um, So you will be able to see, like in this seed, there's 6 major items in Dirtmouth, and like 5 in Kingdom's Edge, and 1 in White Palace, which because of the settings we know as a King Fragment. Um, yeah, so the goal is you get all of the major items and you defeat the Radiants. Yeah, and as the race goes on, you'll see like as they pick up items, it will like count down to 0. And yeah, there's a lot of interesting strategy with this mod. I'll be excited to see how our runners are routing both today in the showcase and in the tournament as we go forward.
okay. And I just counted them down so that we should see them going soon. Uh, why are there two Isthmus tiers? There is an Isthmus tier and a swim. So the randomized ability to swim doesn't allow you to jump into water. It'll actually damage you and put you at the recent hazard respawn location, which we used to not have thanks to one particular mayonnaiseical. We now have hazard respawn locations in a lot of rooms that used to have none, and those are very nice when you jump into water. Yeah, and let's see, what kinds of things are we looking at here? Uh, Fungal 2, Green Path 3. Dartmouth 6 is a sign to probably check the bad location, but I
Mm,
mean,
yeah, Yeah, they probably should be checking Dirtmouth stack. Like usually when we see Dirtmouth 6, those items are not all in shops. So we will see people like checking Nail Master's Glory, checking like Grim Notch, stuff you might not normally see in a run.
yeah. So currently they have no spells. They have nothing. The tracker is you'll see a circle around the item once they have the item, and it'll upgrade on the tracker. So it'll display a darker spell for the void spells. There will be so the only dupes are one dash and one of each spell. So there are actually 3 copies of each spell. You can only get to level 2, but there are 3 copies, and then there are 3 dashes. You can only get to level 2, but there are 3 of them. And yeah, so for the first or so for the entire tournament, they will likely not be playing with elevator pass. They actually have an option to choose elevator pass in later rounds if all teams agree on it. But because of the fact that it adds a bunch of randomness, because considering there are like 6 main ways into city. There's city crest, elevator pass, there's hidden stag, city storm stag, king stag, and I'm forgetting the last one because tram pass. So if you noticed, 3 of those are stags, which are not major items. 3 out of the 6 accesses to city, which makes it very random heavy and not as fun to play, I'd say. So turning off elevator pass randomization allows city access more easily and more consistently, and in my opinion, makes it more fun to play.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you make a good point about stags. I think especially in a start like this, it will be interesting to see how our runners are dealing with the fact that they are locked into the same area. Uh, in particular, because like it might be like they'll usually end up that they are uh, following each other, which usually you don't want. But in a format like this, I wonder if we'll see people sticking around in areas even after the majors have been cleared, just to look for items like simple keys and stags rather than
Yeah.
trailing behind.
And yeah, some other quirks with these settings is, so it's linear 3, which it's not super linear, but you might notice a little bit more leaning into instant stags or those kinds of things at the beginning of seeds, because you kind of expect it to be more linear until you get progression. And then there's also note dupe penalty, and 2 simple keys are duped instead of 2 simple keys in logic. That just makes it so that the simple keys are probably less likely to be used earlier in progression, but are easier to find. And the dupes that are duped are probably earlier in the seed, so they might be getting dash more easily, which is more fun to play. Consideration for making King Station Stag and DV major. Yeah, there was. So, I mean, bad French, we can talk about making other items major.
Yeah, yeah. So I can definitely talk about that. So usually the format was created by Number Play, who is one of our racers today. When the format started, it was essentially just all skills plus true ending. And so I've kind of tried to stay faithful to that and adding additional items that are like really a pain in like really a pain if you don't get them, such as like Spore Shroom if you have lore tablets randomized, or like Defender's Crest with an item at Tuck can be really painful to not have those be major. Uh, but like one of the considerations that's difficult is like usually when you're adding things that are major, um, that means that you like actually have to get them all, so it does actually affect how you play. So yeah, I've not like given, especially with stags, there are usually other ways into areas. I have not considered making those major at this time.
Yeah. Like, yeah. The main problem is just that increased number of major items total, and really around the 30 to 40 range, we've found to be pretty solid and pretty good. And just having a lot more items, just, I don't know, it doesn't seem right, I guess.
Yeah. And while we were talking about that, uh, we noticed that uh, both teams now have claw. Um,
Yeah.
I didn't catch where that was. Was that like out of logic MMC?
It seemed like it was at Hornet.
Oh.
Couldn't see exactly.
Yeah, the first time I saw it picked up was like Ash head skip tab C, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
It was at Hornet.
Okay.
So, yeah, a bit of a rough start because both teams, of course, didn't really like. It's hard to split this start, and it's especially difficult to split the start when the item is at Hornet, because then it's waiting a really, really long time. But now they can start heading into the other areas where we saw earlier that Fungal was 2. We have Crossroads at 4 and Dirtmouth at 6. So they're probably going to be looking to get into those areas. Each level of White Fragment is... Well, each White Fragment is a major item. And so, just like all trending items, each level is a major item. So Void Heart does in fact count as a major item, just it's split into 3 parts.
So, Brennan looks to be heading to Deep Nest. I can't quite see how many items are there.
Deep Nest looks like 3.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I think that probably makes sense, because, like, the other option is Dirtmouth Crossroads, and that is, I mean, like, Dirtmouth mostly won't be able to do until later, probably, and Crossroads, I don't think had a lot of stuff, if I remember.
Yeah, I think the thing that swayed the play is that they didn't have a Bulge Killer at the time. Otherwise, I would think actually Cliffs into Dirtmouth is maybe a better play. Especially considering how little you can do in Deep Nest if you can't do all of the Dark Rooms. But maybe there's plans to do all the Dark Rooms, and then maybe it's fine. And then we see a dash. Oh, did we see a dash? I think we saw a dash. I don't see anyone using it, but I thought I saw it. Oh yeah, there's dash. Dash at Leg Eater. Dash. Getting across. Nice. Okay. So, people are around the same spot right now. It's just about even. And Queen's Garden Stag? Seems Queen's Gardens was... Not sure, was it?
I believe that was also at Leg Eater.
So was it 2? It's a 2.
Yeah, Queen's Garden stag is a very nice stag to have.
Yeah.
Especially in a... Ooh.
Number taking a death. Yeah, it's very nice to have in this format where you don't know that you're ever getting a stag, and oftentimes you just have to go in the vanilla way to get to all the checks there, if there's anything in there.
Yeah. I think QG is actually a very nice area to do early if you can, just because it's so light on checks. So, like, with the exception of, like, basically Trader Lord with the movement they have, they should be able to clear most of it, and they, like, by the time they're done in QG, they will know where all the majors are, even if they don't use them.
And number not knowing about the hitbox shift. If you go to pick up the item, I think your hitbox slightly lowers so that the Fool Eater doesn't hit you. And yeah, another thing I like about QG is that it's actually a very efficient way into Deep Nest, because rather than having to go around, you're also getting checks while getting into Deep Nest, which is very nice. We're seeing, I think, Celery focus on shops first, which is a pretty good play, I'd say, especially considering Dirtmouth having 6 items.
Okay, so there's a white fragment there. And did I catch a fragile strength at a Zelda as well?
Has anyone checked grubs yet? Did we see grubs?
I don't think we've seen grubs at this time. All the yeah, they have been saving stuff.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of out-of-the-way grub saves, which has been interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, like I would think that would certainly make sense if they didn't have crossroads access, but they can just like easily check what's at grubs now.
Yeah. This is a randomizer based on, well, it's a randomizer race based on the All Majors mod, which allows you to see basically where all the best items are in order to finish quickly. If I can put it in a somewhat fast way. Oh, and I think we saw shop key as well. That's good for dirt math.
Yes, Bob Key is a good.
Yeah, with Dash Claw, they're going to be moving very quickly.
Yeah, at this point, most of the world is open.
They even have dive, I believe, which will allow them to get the right side if they do the dark room and peek. Yeah, so the all majors are all the true ending items. So you have your dreamers and your dream nails and your white fragments. And then all movement items, so dash, claw, sea dash, wings. You can see them all in the tracker here. Then there are the spells. There are 3 of each. Then we have keys included, unique keys, so like King's Brand, Trampas, all the keys. Simple keys are not included in this, even though they're displayed. And then we have nail arts and key-like charms, so Grimchild, Sports Room, and Defender's Crest.
Alright, so it looks like the first team is just now checking
I
gloves.
believe the red team's tracker is just displaying differently. It has items blacked out when they don't have them. So.
Okay, so with swim at Sly, I think we might see, or we
Yeah,
would hopefully see people rushing edge at this
yeah.
point.
Even a shade skip to like from Salubra or the dark room with. Can we see a grub check? Oh, wings. And remember that the movement items aren't duped except for dash, so that wings is the only wings. And it was at how many grubs? Did we catch that? Wings at 13 grubs. Okay.
Yeah, so those grub saves are gonna be paying off then.
Yeah, absolutely. Wings doesn't really lock a whole lot of things, but it definitely makes some areas significantly faster, especially if they're extremely vertical, like edge.
Okay, so Solari is going to Peaks. I imagine she will be doing the dark room and
Yeah.
edge.
Either the dark room or maybe just going into peak because there are a lot of grubs here, which is
Yeah,
also a play that I would agree with.
that seems entirely reasonable.
And then once you have wings, going into something like edge would absolutely make a whole bunch of sense.
Has the second team not saved Sly yet?
Not sure.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
don't
Ash
have
certainly
swim.
yeah, they don't have swim, but Ash certainly has money. Oh, you know what it is? They might not have done. It might have been it might have been behind Sly Key,
Oh, yeah, it could be.
which I believe was in Queen's Gardens based on what Number was doing.
By the dark room.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate, but understandable.
Papa nada.
Fortunately, that is not a huge trek back to make another attempt.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah,
of course the
now there's a
problem.
shade.
Yeah. Always seeming better to warp out instead of dying there because of that.
Okay, so Team 2 has their wings now. They were really pushing for the grubs early, and that
makes sense.
definitely paid off.
And Number trying to find more things in Dirtmouth, because King's Pass does in fact count as Dirtmouth, but not paying off, it seems like. Celery struggling here. It's unfortunate. Also, there's 12. Can't quite see how many majors they have left. Crossroads. But just like Dirtmouth, there are a lot of Crossroads things that seem less Crossroadsy, like the totem going to Leg Eater and the totem going into Fog Canyon, and well, without elevator pass especially, the vessel fragment you have to get from Cityside. Of course, Nyla totem always seems so slow to get to.
Yeah.
But, you know, False Knight and it seems to mount a lot of checks, so it is reasonable to go for them. Oh,
okay, so that will be the dark room.
Doesn't go back for Soul though, which may come back to bite.
She looks to have full soul right now.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell with this scan, but I'm pretty sure she has full soul. Ooh, hidden stab.
Hidden stab. That is another way into city. Oh, interesting. See Ash going for the fungal clear, which honestly, I mean, yeah, I think it's good to rush, to have at least one person rush city here, but
yeah, for sure.
I think it's not a bad play considering they can full clear. But I mean, there's also a chance that Ash is going to city. I believe they have city crest.
Yes.
So...
yeah. Yeah, they do have city crest. it looks like Ash is going to city.
Oh. Looks like Celery maybe didn't have soul.
Okay. So yeah, gonna be getting a soul from 0 then, I guess.
Yep, and there is Ash going for City Crest, presumably. City.
Meanwhile, Tremin also going to city, question mark? I mean, he might be en route to Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much do you know how much stuff is in like city proper and waterways? Because those could be a good play too with the gear they have.
I'd imagine not much considering the other numbers. Okay. Looks like City of Tears 1, Royal Waterways 1. So, yeah.
Okay.
Not a whole lot.
What about Basin?
The Basin is 3?
Okay, that seems reasonable, although
Yeah.
I don't like going for early Basin in this format because usually everything ends up being a bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Probably some combination of it being linear. And some combination of that and you just feeling like it is just because experience.
But, yeah, although I will say, like, I didn't catch what's at Essence. It looked like there might have been something at Essence in which, ooh, okay, Crystal Heart, that helps. But yeah, like if there's anything at Essence, obviously Lostkin is the most efficient way to get Essence fast. Oh, but they haven't been to Resting Grounds, so they wouldn't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because there's only, what? I can't tell how many things are... Huh. How many things are left in Resting Grounds?
I am not sure. Let me, like, pull up. I'm gonna, like, pull up a separate stream of one person from each team so I can actually see what they need.
I did think I saw something at... Oh, yeah. There appears to be a Dream Nail at Greymortar.
Oh, interesting.
So we already have confirmed one item in White Palace, and we have confirmed that one of the Dream Nails to get into White Palace is at Greymortar. Oh, Celery taking a death there. That's very unfortunate. We do have Swim, so... I mean, them getting grubs in order to wings up into Blue Lake would make sense. But they appear to not be rushing grubs super heavily. Oh, wait. Okay, numbers going to grubs right now. Okay.
So,
going for the early Grim. Very interesting.
Yeah,
and Ash making the play that I was talking about, going from Salubra to get to Resting Grounds. This makes sense. Very safe play.
Yeah, I think... Ooh, nice. Dreamgate is always nice to have.
Dreamgate, and of course we know that the final Dream Nail is at Greymortar.
Yeah, I think the... Okay, yeah, so from the from the Team 1 side, it looks like they have 2 items left in Resting Ground. So one of them's going to be the Dreamnail at Grey Mourner.
And
I'm
the other one's
pretty sure
probably
the
the
other
Dreamnail
one's...
Blue Lake.
Yeah, probably.
I think they've probably not done that since they don't have wings or sea dash yet. Well, they
Yeah.
just got wings.
Although I never remember if Blue Lake is part of Crossroads. I thought I saw something at Essence, but
Blue Lake
it's hard
is
to
resting
tell.
grounds.
Yeah, so I think the early Grim play from Tremin is significantly more reasonable in this format than other formats, especially with 6 in Dirt Mouth.
Yeah. But I wonder if they've checked Egg Shop yet, because I think Egg Shop I would definitely go for first.
Yeah, I usually would. Although there's like 4 still in Dirt Mouth. No, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like several things still in Dirt Mouth. Yeah, for their team they have 5 things left in Dirt Mouth, and they've seen like Iselda and Sly already. So like I
one
think
of the
it's
things they're missing is the swim at Sly Key. There's still Bretta and MG. There's Egg Shop, which could have a few.
Yeah. Although I think it's like you don't usually see like quite that many. Okay. Okay.
It's nothing good.
It's nothing good. Unfortunate.
And now checking Egg Shop. Elegant Key Isma's tier at 10 and 9 eggs respectively. Okay, wow, that's a lot of just random extra checks that they need. Let's see how many eggs they have. Can't quite tell. Oh, they already have enough. Early Isma's tier and Elegant Key. They're very far underway, I'd say.
Yeah.
Of course, the struggles being one person has to do Flower Quest, and then the other person has to finish White Palace. So maybe even you want someone to rush Flower Quest super early, because...
Yeah, especially if you can get it done before Infection, that would be very nice, because they have QG stacks, so they can just open the gate and
with
rush it.
Sea Dash and Isma's tier, it's actually honestly really nice.
Yeah, I definitely think going for Flower Quest now is probably a good idea.
I think we saw the other team pick up Infection somewhere in Edge.
Yes, they do have Monomon in their recents.
I think Ash just go for it right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you have Queen's Garden stag, so just open the shortcut, and then finish it immediately, and then you don't have to worry about Infection. And then, then there's also time to split White Palace. Well, to have one person do White Palace and have it not just be at the end of the seed.
Yep. And it does look like Ash is going to do that. She warped out to a stag to get to QG and is now opening the lever. I imagine she will be warping to Grey Mourner shortly.
Yeah, and thank goodness not warping out early. If you don't know the tragic tale about warping after hitting that lever, it doesn't open.
Today I learned that's kind of cursed.
I learned that from Kama's screenshot. Yeah, there are some things like that. The CP elevator never opens if you warp out too early.
Yeah. That kind of makes sense from like without going into too much detail about like boring internal code stuff. I suspect that the way those types of things work, you would just destroy the thing in charge of controlling the state of that by warping out early. Okay. So by item count, actually, um, Team 1 has 23 items left, Team 2 has 20, so they are not actually separated too far. Although,
I would say Team 2 is actually probably at a significant advantage right now.
yes.
Especially if they get Flower Quest done. And
Yeah.
for the fact that they haven't touched Edge, which is very check dense. Or
Yes.
very major items dense, I should
Yeah,
say.
I agree. Like, just by the counts, they're not too far separated, but I do agree Team 2 is probably at a very significant advantage. In particular, because like there's really not a lot of checks in Edge, so the like not only are there a lot of majors there, the number of checks which are major is, or the proportion of checks which are major is likely very high.
I don't know. I feel like Edge is pretty dense, especially if you consider lower Edge, and a lot of people forget about Hornet too, and this and that stuff. But and all the Oro checks, there are a lot of them with totems randomized.
Yeah,
But I do want to hold my tongue a little bit just because Ash does have to complete Flower Quest. So
yes, that is true. I
uh,
think, yeah, if they fail Flower Quest,
and the other team gets it first try,
yeah, that would be huge.
yeah, it would swing a lot. But they do get to do it without infection, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that is extremely helpful. Yeah, so Ash is just going like very, very safe through Fog Canyon and will swim through QGA. Makes
Did we
sense.
see Ash get Archives Bench? Or is she just planning to go through it again? I think Fog Canyon still has more than one left, right?
Yeah, I don't think she got Archives Bench. She probably should have.
I mean, if you plan on going through Fog Canyon again, it's not the worst play, but...
Yeah, there is one item left in Fog Canyon for them.
Here, all these spiny husks, because they actually have hitboxes on this patch. Crazy, I know.
Yeah, imagine having hitboxes. Great. So we'll just rush past this Petra. Okay, so
hope you don't get a floaty jump in this room.
Yeah, so now we're basically home free.
Never underestimate this room, especially if you have Sharp Shadow equipped.
Yeah. Alright.
And she gets through.
Yep, she successfully completed Flower Quest. I think that really strengthens their lead a lot.
Yeah, now honestly going straight for White Palace, I also don't think is a terrible play.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, yeah, Tremin can clear up Edge and Ash can do White Palace. And I would think that puts them at a really big lead.
Yeah, yeah. They now have 16 items remaining versus the other
Ooh.
team's 20.
Takes death.
But yeah, like they have spent they have spent their flower quest time already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, having done Flower Quest and not having done Edge is like
Yeah. And yeah, Tremen going straight to Palace. Yeah.
do they actually have stuff left in city? Or are they just
In a city, let me take a look. No, city is clear.
so is this just a Lem cell then maybe?
Yeah, and going to waterways. Okay.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Waterways is actually kind of a cursed area in this format, in my experience, just because, like, there are so many checks in just, like, random places.
Yep, checks everywhere. You never know if it's gonna be in logic because some of these aren't major. It's also just most people's least favorite area. So, not favorite area to see, especially not with only one check in it being good.
Yeah, I expect still probably like head to junk pit first, like junk pit like Mar. That's
yeah, I'd imagine you want that first.
I think that's usually the best option.
That and maybe doing Tuck Defender's Crest because you're reading into a linear seed.
Oh, interesting. She is actually going towards the Hornford Arena.
They have swim, right? Why would she not get the Blugstar?
I don't know.
Maybe just forgetting.
Yeah, could just be forgetting. I think that's most likely.
Yeah, that would suck if that's the item you play.
Yeah.
Remembers or
Yeah. I think this going this way is actually also very smart because they have not been to lower fungal, which means like they'll be able to save Bretta, which is a check in Dirtmo, and they'll also have an easy route to Mantis Village, which
yep.
Yeah, but Fungal is clear, so likely they'll just be saving Bretta and Bang out.
Women's in White Palace. Celery going down to base, and I think they didn't get Hidden Stag, which was that Divine, I guess?
Yeah, Hidden Stag wasn't Divine.
Oh, not Spike Tunneling in effect. Now we're getting nail upgrades. Nice. Oh, we're not showing off right side. Interesting. Maybe it's not working. Oh, there you go. Here we see the Bretta save.
Yep.
And Celery entering lower edge.
Okay, so I think Ash is now going back for the blue sack, maybe.
Yeah. Very interesting. You'd think with Swim, lower route is better, but with Swim and Wings and Claw, I guess I should say. And you could see Dash across the entire bottom of this.
Oh wow! So there were 2 Dreamers in Edge.
Oh wow!
So actually, the choice not to rush it by Tremor and Ash really, really paid off for the flower quest.
Yeah, and I guess that's the other thing, because maybe when you get full movement early, you're actually more incentivized to not go to check dense areas.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Or,
Yeah,
I
like,
mean, it's not like you're disincentivized, it's more
yeah.
like it just doesn't matter where you go anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, like, once you've got your movement, you have your progression, you can kind of just, like, you're not trying to get stuff fast anymore. And you can, like, kind of go at your leisure and get information.
Number back at Trader Lord with a vengeance this time. Nail 3. And Celery is in Hive. They are at 1 left in Edge. Has she done Hornet 2, I wonder?
I don't remember seeing Hornet 2. I think it's usually correct to do Hornet 2 before 5. Maybe it's slight routing error there.
Not the biggest deal. This is 2 checks, so
Yeah.
it is, I guess, more likely to be here. But
Yeah, like, also Hive is just slow.
yeah, Hive is just slow. So probably on average faster to do Hornet first. Number gets Defender's Crest at Ryan Trader Lord.
Okay.
Oh, did we see Kingsbrand from somewhere?
I don't remember.
Thought I just saw it pop up in Ash and Tremon's recent.
No, I don't see it. It doesn't look like they've got Kingsbrand. Oh,
Oh.
White Palace was Kingsbrand.
Kingsbrand. Oh, okay. Well, that will help with Basin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can see that they're done with it.
Yeah, so then that makes the early Palace pay off really well. Yeah, I think Ash and Tremont have made, like, extremely good routing decisions, and it's really paying off for them.
Yeah, and like I was saying, there is the item being at Tuck Defender's Crest. Yeah, so, like, there is the option to look into thinking that the seed was placed more linearly, and that because it was locked behind another check, that it would be there. And it does end up being there, so very interesting. That doesn't always pay off, but certainly did this time, because number doesn't have to go to any of the rest of Waterway since there was only 1 check there.
That is very good.
Ooh, Celery dying to Hive Knight. That is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that kinda is not great.
Yeah, yeah, I think them putting off Flower Quest right now is gonna really bite them later, because having to do Flower Quest, which really you're only being efficient with 1 person, and then White Palace, once again, really only 1 person can do it. And then there might even be checks in Abyss, which would be really problematic for them. So that's linear for 3 areas, and that's gonna really slow them down at the end.
Yeah, that is going to slow them down a lot for sure. Like, you really, like, you really don't want to see progression like that.
Seeing that number's still checking things in city, perhaps going for the Crossroads Vessel Fragment, which would make sense. Unless they still have something in city. Do they still have something in city? Oh, they do.
I did not.
Hive is
check.
a part of KE. Yes.
Yeah, Hive is part of the Edge.
What's the score? How's the race going? Do you have it pulled up?
Yeah, so Team 1 has 16 items remaining, Team 2 has 11. Team 2 is at a significant lead because they've gotten their Awoken Dreamnail at Flower Quest and King's Grant at the end of S. So they've done their really time-intensive stuff already, and as a result have been rewarded by, like, not only do they know like a significant portion of their items are probably still in Edge, they also have access to Abyss, and it's likely that their basin items are there.
Oh, that's funny. We're seeing Tremen do edge route a little bit to be able to use Dreamgate.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting because I believe they've cleared city and collectors actually the entirety of Tower of Love is actually counted as city, so
Yes.
but did we just see it looks like a Cyclone Slash from Hive?
Yeah.
It's pretty spicy. And Hera at
Oh,
Master's Glory. Wow.
okay, that's big.
What a check, and now they're going to be able to check Black Egg as well, because they've cleared Edge.
Yeah. Yeah, and I assume if they're doing that, they still have an item in Frostwood Codes. So nothing at Black Egg. Although I do think having the Cyclone in Hive is kind of rough on Team 2's speed, because they are probably not going to check Hive right away.
Yeah. I think it's not the worst thing, even if they last check it, though.
Yeah,
Certainly not as bad as putting off Flower Quest is right now, I'd say.
Yeah. I think they have a lead still. I don't think it is probably as big of a lead as it used to be.
That's interesting. I guess they're putting off Flower Quest because they don't have Isma's tier yet, which, if I recall, was at Egg Shop, so I'm not checking Egg Shop is hurting them a bit. Oh, but do they not have any simple keys?
Yeah, they might not have simples.
The tracker looks like it's saying they don't have any, so...
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, not having simples in this format is rough, because you might just not ever find them. Do we know where the other team got their keys? Can we spoiler log it?
Don't know exactly where they got them. I can look and see, maybe guess. There's one below green path. Oh, wait. That would be very sus if they didn't have that.
Yeah.
But maybe they've each used one? I don't know. Also one at Queen's Gardens map. So. somewhere.
For chat, the charms that are not on the tracker that are major are Sports Room, Defender's Crest, and Green Child. Although there will be a setting for Fragiles in the near future.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, click Team 2 really just missing what? A Dreamer. Yeah, the Dreamer that was behind NMG, right? And they're missing Cyclone, obviously. Both teams missing Lantern. No, I wonder. That would be actually pretty interesting. BB Stag is probably in Logic somewhere, and Lantern could be in Beast Den.
Yes, that could happen.
Which would mean it's actually very efficient for them to do Dark Deep Nest. But
Yeah.
if none of them know it, then that would be
Very
not.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that would be very unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, at that point, if you've cleared every other area, I'd say the play is to skip everything in Dark Deep Nest until you get Lantern, if you don't know it super well, and you can just do, like, the Mask Maker drop from QG is not too difficult. So, I mean, if anyone knows Dark Deep Nest, that's good, but honestly, just going for Deep is probably more optimal because you know that Lantern has to be there. It can't be in Dark Deep Nest.
Interesting. So Number is going for Nosk. I guess looking for a Lantern.
Yeah,
Probably.
that makes sense. Nos. And if it's not there, it's probably...
Yeah, Lantern could be in Abyss as
It could
well.
be an Abyss, but if they do clear every other area and they don't find Lantern, then it is reasonable to believe that it would be in DV.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing that might hurt the second. Wait, no, the first team a bit is like, for all they know, Lantern could be like, yeah, like Lantern could be in Abyss. Even if they've like previewed White Palace, they would still have to do Flower Quest and Palace to get to Abyss.
Honestly, that's the other sure, but I don't know that they have previewed White Palace because the other team got Hidden Stag at Divine. I don't know if they got that. At least I don't remember them picking it up, and it would be. Yeah, I mean, I honestly feel like it's probably actually good to go see White Palace early if you since you know that there's something there.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this format.
Yeah, like with these settings, you know there is something there. You should absolutely find out what it is when you get a chance. Because like Palace is another thing that's slow. Like you want, like if it's important, you want to make sure you do it as soon as you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Number is heading towards Flower Quest now. So yeah, we might have just picked up the Dream Gate at Blue Lake.
Yeah, so Ash is now making a second trip through Fog Canyon after doing Flower Quest. That is fine.
And there's the major item.
Okay.
very interesting that Celery's doing. Oh, actually, no, this makes sense because fungal is home to many non-fungal checks, such as Greta and Mask Shard Dark or Mask Shard Deep Nest and Super Secret Seal and Deep Nest Map Right.
Yeah. It looks like Ash is making a slight error. I think it's an error that everyone has made. Doing checks after the area is cleared. Made a trip
Unfortunate.
to Cornifer for a mask shot.
Maybe she just really wanted the Mask Shard.
Yeah, could be. Okay, so Team 2 has found their Cyclone and their Hera.
And how many items are they at left? Is it just Basin?
Team 2 has 4 items remaining, 2 in Deep Nest, 1 in Basin, 1 in Dirtmouth. Team 1 has 7 remaining, 1 in Basin, 2 in Deep Nest, 1 in Dirtmouth, 1 in Crossroads, 1 in RG, and 1 in Palace.
The one in RG and the one in Palace are what's really gonna kill them right here.
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
like I don't want to call it too early, but this is looking really bad for Team 1.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's honestly a slight advantage to them right now is that I don't know why I go for Abyss earlier. It seems like it probably should have been their play. So we'll see how this goes. Both teams seeming very, very hesitant to do Dark Deep Nest, which I think would be optimal, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Although Dark Deep Nest is definitely rough, and you would like to find Lantern if you can before you do that.
Do they have any left in Crossroads, or?
I believe there is still one left in Crossroads. Oh no, there's none left in Crossroads. Interesting.
Ash just looking for DV stack. Rolling the dice.
Yeah, could be.
I think you really just have to go for Dark Deep Nest here.
Yeah.
As I see it, it's so much more likely that DV stag is just somewhere and Lantern is in DV.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily true, but it just seems like
yeah. At this
you have
point,
to account for that at this point and like play as if it's true, because otherwise you're wasting a lot of time.
Yeah, at this point, it is extremely possible that that's the case. And they should definitely be playing like it.
Yeah, so if Lantern's not in Abyss, they're gonna be in for. And I guess if neither of them know Dark Deep Nest, I believe at least Celery knows some of Dark Deep Nest, so that could really advantage them if none of the other team knows it, because then they're just going to be full clearing until they find DV stag.
Yeah.
That'd be really rough.
Yeah, I thought Tremin knows Dark Deep Nest, but I could be wrong, because like I would imagine they would just do it at this point.
Mm-hmm. And there's Void Heart. And is that the last thing in Abyss? I guess that's the last thing in Abyss.
Yep.
And the rest is in Deep Nest, which has been... all of Light Deep Nest has been cleared and shown to not have Lantern, except for Beast Den.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder if we'll see Tremen head there next. It certainly seems like he is intentionally coming out of Abyss to someone. Ah, okay. Why is he doing Joni's? Or Lifeblood Core? There's nothing there.
Looks like they really puts full clearing to the side.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
That
it's
could really set them back.
yeah, that is very rough. It could also be like they are taking opportunistic checks in the hopes that like it's just randomly DV stag rather than like actually full clearing. But you're probably okay. So Tremen's going to the tram. He's going to Deep Nest. I think he's interesting to Deep Nest.
Yeah, and I think because they have Dreamgate, the optimal play is probably set a Dreamgate in the big room and just go for DV. Oh, Tremon is not going for Deep Nest.
Interesting.
Does he not realize that he's cleared basin? This is part of Waterways.
This is Waterways. Yeah, they have cleared both basin and Waterways. Interesting.
Tremon is in denial.
Yeah.
Oh, they do have DV seg.
Oh, when did they get that? And why did they not go there sooner?
Wait, did they just get it? They must have just gotten it, right?
Yeah, I imagine.
Oh, yep.
Yep,
It's
DV
full
stack. Okay, checks out. That is very fortunate.
Very, very fortunate for them. Wow. It's wild.
Yeah.
That I mean, that completely saves them.
Yeah.
I mean, if they weren't doing any of Dark Deep Nest until they got DV stag and they just didn't get DV stag forever, that would have honestly brought the other team back if they did Dark Deep Nest. So
Yeah. Getting that DV stag definitely saved them. Perhaps a little bit lucky to find it, but like up until now they've definitely been making really good routing decisions too.
yeah, that's for sure. They've been playing well. I think overall less deaths on their side, and yeah, going for Flower Quest super early. Going for the White Palace.
Oh, so actually, oh no, their team 2 is still missing their team, right? No. Yeah, they have. They've also found their fragile heart.
They've Shopkey, they've just used it already.
Okay. And there's Lantern. Okay. Lantern and Divine for fragile heart.
Fragile Heart. Wow, so actually down to something completely random.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate, but it is sometimes how the seed's gonna go.
Yeah. Rando moment. It's called randomizer because sometimes it's just random.
But
Okay.
I think
So
Team 2 can finish now.
yeah, they appear to have one item left in Deep Nest, so they will just split, or they'll either split Deep Nest or Tremen will find the item before Ash gets there, and then they will be done.
Ash may also just go.
Yeah, Ash
really
could
far
also
ahead.
just go. Although it looks like she's trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Although, like, honestly, at this point, I don't see why. There's not a lot of checks left in Darkness.
Now you get to see Deep Nest in the light.
So if I pay it,
It's looking like a pet galleon.
yeah, Galian Lifeblood. If I've been paying attention.
Yeah, I guess wherever Fragile Heart was, seems like it was in. Was it in something, or was it just?
I didn't catch it. It might have been synced. Like Soul
Fragile
Master.
Heart. Yeah, that's really rough draw. Be hard for the other team to catch up from that.
So the item was not Galian Lifeblood. What are they missing still? Oh, they haven't done Nosk yet. Was there a thing at Nosk? Oh yeah, Super Secret Seal.
Super
Good
Secret
call.
Seal? Okay.
Yeah. There was
I
a
remember
VS.
Celery checking it, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, there's a VS at Super Secret.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
And Tremin might be doing Nosk. Oopsie.
it looks like Asha is doing Nosk, and Tremin is doing something. Yeah, I think they have not done most of Deep Nest, maybe. So, probably be playing catch up for a while, looking for that. Yeah, meanwhile, the other team has 3 items remaining. They will need to get a Fragile Heart, which is probably just means they're done, because I don't think they're likely to randomly find it before the other team full clears Deep Nest.
Yeah. Like they have to find all their items, and then they also have to search for a random Fragile Heart, which very unfortunate. Yeah, it's hard to tell because I feel like it's not. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not as close as it looks like by the numbers, for sure.
But it is closer because of some of the decisions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fungal for now. So yeah.
Yeah, like for as far behind as they were at one point, I think Team One made a very good catch up after the.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's just the lantern is very unfortunate.
Yeah. honestly, it wasn't great for either team, but
Yeah, but
luckily the one team found it fairly quickly. So
yeah, this race could definitely have gone on for much longer if they didn't just like happen to find it.
Shaman's done this here too, apparently. Very nice with that.
Yeah, obviously preferable to get that earlier in the run, but can't ever say no to shamans at any point.
And we're at the point where they're just doing random checks because there's not a whole lot else to do.
We're about to see. Yep, and there's the VS, so they will start their true ending.
Yeah, and there's no way for the other team to catch up at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, it would take like a lot of death irradiance for them to catch up, but
yeah,
that is
I
highly
think
likely.
both players have nail 3, so that would be very difficult. Like for runners of their level, it would be very surprising to see them die that many times.
Yeah.
And pretty synced. Oh,
Yeah.
almost completely synced Dream now.
Nice.
Oh, fighting Alien for some reason.
Interesting. Maybe just
their resting grounds is
forgot.
cleared?
Yeah, the roosting grounds is cleared because like their last thing was the dream. Yeah, interesting. Maybe just forgot boss essence wasn't a thing. Or maybe wanted more dream gates. That could
Yeah,
also be
Dream
it.
Gates for Dark Deepness, that makes sense, that's fair. If you don't know, if you Dream Gate into a Dark Deepness room, all hazard respawns apply. Whereas if you just enter the room normally, it'll always respawn you back at the beginning of the room. So, Dream Gate is very powerful. It can not only get you into the middle of the room, it'll also keep you in the middle of the room. So that if you know what you're doing, at the very least, it is. Oh, I'm attempting to die to Radiance.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm trying very hard to die to Radiance. Oh my god. I was complimenting the runners and they're just trying to give me a heart attack.
Okay, so they have now both finished.
Yeah, while we're getting up with here, I guess we can ask them if they want to have an interview.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we can talk a little bit more about the tournament, in case people are interested.
Yep.
Let's see. AGG, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first team is now making their way to Sanctum, where they will find what they need, but too little, too late.
The other team is good for an interview or. Oh, we can drag in Treminence and Ash, I guess, for now. Hello.
Hi.
Well, and GG.
Nice.
That
I
was
looked up where the other Fragile Heart was.
very interesting seed. Yeah, I guess I can look right now. Journal entry charged Lumafly and Vessel Fragment City.
Yep.
Yep,
Okay.
that's the one I got.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, that's a very interesting seed. The flower quest into White Palace and
Yep.
to complete random obtain.
I was
Yeah.
so glad. I was just like, I'm sitting there going, please don't infect me. Please don't infect me as I'm doing
Yeah.
that walk.
We were so lucky that we didn't have infection when Ash found it.
Yeah, there were two dreamers in Edge, which was very unfortunate for the other team because they rushed Edge.
Oh.
True.
Yep.
We figured we could split it, so we didn't really rush it to the end.
Yeah.
How far off are you guys?
We had
never
two.
found
We're just
Lantern.
looking for heart.
Oh yeah.
Fragile Heart at Journal Entry Church Lumafly and Vessel Fragment City.
Oof.
No,
Yeah.
the same thing that I did went into Sanctum because there is so many checks there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I cleared waterways because we barely touched it.
Yeah.
I went all the way over to Cornifer, got Bretta, and then I was like, I'm gonna check Tuck before I go do Dung Defender. And that ended up being it, and I was so excited. I was like, yay!
Yeah.
Don't have to do anything else.
Yeah. I rushed Ash because there was 5 there and nothing else had that density, so I just figured it was,
Yeah,
and then I had to full clear it, which was unfortunate.
Yeah.
On,
I've led.
on comms, we were talking about like actually when you get movement early, might be better to just not go to majors dense places, because then you have the knowledge that stuff is there.
Yeah. It's hard to tell, right? Because
Yep.
like you just want to go to areas that are easy to clear, I guess, probably. Once you get full movement.
Yeah.
Rather
Yeah.
than rushing areas that have lots of
I
items.
feel like that's what we did.
Yes, yeah, but you definitely did that, and it definitely paid off.
Yeah.
A lot of what you guys did paid off, I'd say, and the early flower quest into
Yep.
White Palace was definitely good as well.
Yeah, well, because I had pretty much cleared Basin at that point, so I knew it was either like Basin, Palor, or an Abyss, and I'm like, it's most likely an Abyss, and we already had Dreamgate, and knowing Kingsbrand was there, and so the instant Ash found that Awoken was at Flower Quest, she just did it right away.
Oh yeah, where was Lantern exactly?
Lantern was Heart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We were right.
No, it's the other item in deepness we're missing.
Yeah.
Super Secret, and
Super
then there's one
Secret?
in Beast End.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it's
like,
Beast End.
Yeah.
whatever is. in
We found
Beast End,
DV
right.
Stag, so
We only just found that, so.
yeah.
Yeah, we were theorizing that Lantern would be in Beast End because DV Stag would be in Logic, but
Yep.
did not end up being the case.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
was super nervous in the beginning when I couldn't get that claw jump over to Leg Eater. I was like, no, come on, I'm not
Yeah.
failing this.
Yeah,
I did a bunch of mistakes early.
I think
Yeah,
Celery did a fireball
I
skip
took some
over.
nasty deaths.
Yeah, I did. I did not think that I like my turnarounds are horrendous to the
That
point
was
where I
so
don't even
good.
go for them in runs, but that was honestly like one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's like the best turnaround I've ever seen.
It was so clean.
I do
fun
that skip in 2 turnarounds. So
fun fact about that skip, you can do it without even turning around. You can just jump,
With
shoot the fireball
inventory.
for no,
Oh
with
no,
a
no,
fireball.
you
Yeah,
can
you
do
can
that,
just jump and shoot the fireball forward and make it across.
Literally with any air stall you can do it.
Yep.
If
Yeah,
you
I'm
have
used
just
to
Great
it, yeah.
Splash, if you have
Quick map.
literally just opening your inventory for like a slight second apparently is enough to stall you, which
Really?
is definitely cheating. So definitely don't do that. But
I mean, it's like it's not
no, I think
like
it's specifically quick map, which is
Yeah.
slightly cheaty. But yeah,
it's
Quick
not
map is
like too
cheaty.
bad even without an air stall though. Like I can get that jump usually like 1 to 3 times.
oh no, I mean without claw.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but yeah, I usually jump off the left wall, and it makes it a lot easier for me.
Yep. I do that too. Yeah, that was definitely interesting. Like you pretty much had to find Flower Quest early because Flower Quest is long, White Palace is long, and there was some, and then it was all the way at Void Tendrils. So like,
It was so
Yep.
long.
yeah,
But anyway, thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
So for anyone that's around that is curious and maybe wants to see more of this or wants to even participate in this, Ash and I are actually hosting a tournament starting next week. You still have time to sign up for teams. You are going to want to join the tournament Discord, which is where we are hosting all of this. And team signed ups close Tuesday. So this coming Tuesday is when they will close, and you're going to want to find a teammate by then so that you can play if you want to, or you can just watch because there are going to be a lot of matches. It's going to go on for probably quite a while because we have people from all sorts of time zones. So there will be lots of matches to see, lots of fun, and hope you guys enjoy.
Looking
Everyone.
forward to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.